Oh, Ianthus, yes, they just did, then MX, how is MBX, how is the merger and that whole thing making out? Has it hit your financials yet? Do you know? Oh, you don't know? Oh, I don't know about that part. Okay. Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Marion DeBonis with the Cannabis Investment Club, and we are here as promised. And my friend Doug from Live Stream Entertainment is streaming us for us. I also have Jessica Lyon, the proprietor of Lion House of Pancakes. Oh, me, no, I did it again. Lion House of Cupcakes, who's joining us. And we have Ty, Nick, and Eric, who are happy to join us. So we are here again. It is our second meeting. And our whole show and meeting is like all about investing in cannabis. Now, full disclaimer. One, I am not a hedge fund manager. I am not a stockbroker. I am not a commodities trader. I'm just a person who really thinks that this is an emerging market, loves this. I do it as a hobby. I have a real job. Full disclaimer again. You can find us on Meetup. You can also find us on Eventbrite. And we also have here a very special guest, which is Eric from bocacan.com. Check their website out because they are actually an organization, and I'll let Eric speak if he wants to right now, a little bit about it. But they're an organization, actually, Doug, they won't pick up Eric, will they? Only me. If Eric says anything, it's just really me, right?
They'll pick up there.
Oh, they will? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to, quick about your organization?
Yeah.
Come, yes. Because we have, another special guest, too, I'm very excited to introduce.
So I'm Eric Saval, one of the co-founders of Boca Can, as was just mentioned, and I guess to put it really briefly, I'm a local Boca resident and also a medical cannabis patient, and Boca Raton currently has a ban on medical treatment centers or dispensaries within the city limits, and so me and my co-founder, we've been showing up to meetings dating back as far as 2 years ago. We tried to take it a little bit further and sort of just got a group together, got a little bit more momentum together, and so we've been working very, very closely with our city officials and other local residents to try to flip that ban, and we're making baby steps. So
anyways, it's I just wanted everyone to know that it's very important if you live in the city of Boca,
yes,
right? Please go out and vote or do whatever. Again, we're an investment club, so for me, this is the way I see it. The more exposure the cities are getting, right, that means more investments coming in, that means more investing opportunities. So, hey, it's just one-sided for me. I'm all about the investment part. So, thank you. And oh, by the way, our next event, for those of you who do not know, is going to be in Boca, right? We've secured a location for the 24th. Those of you who are on my meetup, or you go to Eventbrite, right? Eventbrite, that's what you had me do, right? Please go there, let me know, because we can do a couple different things. We can either do a fixed menu, right? People want food, because we are going to a hotel, might as well eat while we're there, and beverages, or it's a la carte. Marion's not that rich where she can pay for everybody. Wish I could, not there yet. So that's kind of the deal.
Sounds good. Looking forward.
All right, that's Eric. Now, those are we have another new member I'm happy to introduce right now. I am completely changing the venue for today because I'm so excited. We actually have someone here who works for a dispensary, and I love it because the parent company, right, is Ianthus, which I've heard about probably since I started trending in the market when I heard about Tilray, and then all of a sudden I started hearing about this company called Ianthus. Great, interesting organization. Just full disclosure again, I am not a shareholder yet, right? Still probing because again, I go into different verticals of the market. However, I would actually like Nick to join us up here and give a little explanation and tote for the dispensary he works for.
Yeah,
say hi to the audience.
It's short and sweet. I have to get approval for anything that I do and any time that I speak.
I'm sorry.
But we do have dispensaries throughout Florida at this time. We have 3 open, West Palm Beach and also Lake Worth. We're actually celebrating our grand openings this weekend as well in Lake Worth. That's 441 in Lantana. We also have a location in Brandon, and we have about 17 on the schedule for this year. So that's about as far as I can go into.
That is okay.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. That's okay because you know what? Something is better than nothing. I just figured as long as you're here, you might as well give that part, and then we can move into the really fun part. All right, so let's see. Looking at did the sponsors, did that, all new. Okay, goals of the club. So again, the goals of the club is to, obviously by the name of it is Cannabis Investment Club. So my whole thing is about looking at different stocks, all publicly traded, right? And figuring out which ones I think, again, this is just me, what I think is like a good stock or stocks to own. I'm very, like from anyone who saw the live stream, did you see the live stream? No? Oh, Tilray. That's Ty, everyone. Do you want to come say hi? Oh, Tal, I'm sorry. That's Tal. I'm sorry. Actually, Tilray was the reason I kind of formed this because my husband was telling me one day about Tilray, and I'm like, that's insane. Cannabis trading on the US markets, you've got to be kidding. And the next thing I know, yup, it's right, yup, watched it IPO in the 20s, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, no way, it's not going up. Watched it go up, go up. I'm like, this is insane. Watched it go to 300, right, which was even more insane. Oh, insane, exactly. And then dropped. It said, what, holding, I think the projections now are to hit the 70s. I think that's a new forecast that they're looking to be at. But yeah, full disclosure, I'm not into Tilray. However, what's interesting about Tilray, for those that don't know, the majority of the shares holders in Tilray are owned by a company called Privateer Holding. They are the same company, interestingly enough, that I believe owns Leafly. If you know the app Leafly, which I'm sure your dispensary's on, right? Because every dispensary in the area, that's their whole platform, right? So it's very interesting to see. Oh, we have more people, yay! Hi! Hi! Hey, you guys came back. I love when people come back. Hi! It's great to see you again.
Good.
Thanks for coming back.
Good to see you, Pete.
Hi! Another baby back.
My wife.
Hi, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Come on in. So we just got started. Sit anywhere you want. We're live streaming, so it's really weird because I'm gonna have to be a social entertainer and like explain all this, and then we'll backtrack real quick at the end, probably do a quick little recap. So yeah, these guys all came last meeting, so it's really great. I'm so glad you guys came. So we're just talking real quick. Tal brought up about Tilray. So we're kind of talking about Tilray and the owners of Tilray. If you think about it, the stockholders, there's a big majority of stock, I believe, owned by Privateer Holding. They're an interesting company because they're not like a public company, but they own a lot of their shares. They also own Leafly, and they own a couple other things that I can't think off the top of my head, but if you look them up, it's very intriguing because you always wonder where money's coming from and how these companies are getting capitalized. So it's just very interesting. So, okay, anyways, enough of me talking. So, boy, my whole thing got changed because of I was so excited because we have Nick here and we have Eric here today. So I was like, yay! So let's see. So for those that have been on the app, let's go to the app and let's meet up and let's think about some of the things I've been posting, right? So I think we saw a lot of activity over the last couple weeks. Does anybody have a stock that they want to talk about right now that they're interested in? Tell me. Let's talk.
I was in Cannabis Science. I work for an IR firm.
Really? Wait, you're in Cannabis Science? Really?
Yeah.
The research, the R&D part?
No, IR is investor relations.
No, but the Cannabis Science, no, I know, I'm sorry, let me clarify. So Cannabis Science, is that the name of the company?
Yeah.
Are you an R&D based company?
No, I'm just a private guy.
So what does your company exactly do, Cannabis Science? What does the company do?
It's not my company.
Oh, that's a stock that you're looking at. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I thought when you said IR, you were actually worked in, okay.
So it's been pumped a few times over the years. I started about 8 years ago.
Really?
And it had a recent pump, but it didn't go that high. So now it's around 3.5 cents again. Mm-hmm. And that's typically the base where it jumps off again.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's a good buy here and wait for it to hit 12 cents. Who knows? In a month, in 3 months. But that's good for a 300% return. Mm. Last year was 300%. Mm-hmm. But last year all the stocks got pumped around the same time. November, December, January. This time around, I'm watching 10 publicly traded companies that have been proven winners, and all of them have stalled out. And we're in March.
In your portfolio right now?
Yeah.
Really?
I have like a private investment fund.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Do you want to tell us a little more about it, or do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's 10 people. I said, don't worry, by the end of December it'll go. January came, February came. I said, look, I don't control the markets, but this is really late. So a lot of these cannabis companies are just late birth, I don't know why. But they go up and down, it's called channeling. And a lot of these companies, CBIS is one of them. Charlie Bravo, Digital Science, it's a proven one. There's another one called
Is that CB Insights? CB Insights?
Cannabis Science.
That's Cannabis Science's symbol. Okay, so Cannabis Science's symbol for anyone who's interested is again
CBIS.
CBIS. Okay, and they are what, on the venture? Are they on the U.S. markets?
All of these are over the counter.
Oh, they're OTC. Okay, so they're OTC. Okay, so they're OTC. So for anyone knows, those are the baby markets before you hit the big boys.
Pod Network is another company.
Which one?
Pod Network.
Pot Network. Oh yeah, I get updates from them. Yeah, but they're not. Are they publicly traded?
Yes, they are.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I get updates from them.
They're from 5 cents to 95 cents.
So Pot Network is, I don't know. Is PotNet a U.S. company or they're a media company?
They could be Canadian, I'm sorry. Sometimes it blurs that.
Interesting. I didn't realize
They
that.
went from 5 cents to 95 cents. Now they went down to 10 cents like 2 months ago, and I waited for them to go back to 5 cents. Well, someone pumped it up to 19 cents, so I missed that one. Now it's back down to, I think, 12 cents. Or no, actually 10. I'm still going to wait a little more, which I think is a mistake, before it goes back up to 20 or 30. And so that's what I like, Pod Network, because I think it's a good buy now.
Okay, so Pot Network, if it's the same, they are the ones who report, right? They're a media company about the cannabis industry.
I'm not sure what they do.
Okay, so hang on, please hold. I'm going to get my phone. Keep going. I'm just going to get my phone.
There's another company I really like called HIPH, American Premium Water. HIPH. H as in Harry, I as in Indigo, P as in Peter, H as in Harry. And basically, I work for the IR company that started working with them. And then they jumped to another IR company and then another IR, so I don't know what they're doing. But whatever they're doing well. It went from 2 cents down to 1.1 cent and jumped to 13 cents on very high volume. Now, all the stocks that I pick have very high volume in rent. So it doesn't matter what it is when you enter, as long as when you exit, it's over $1 million a day, and you can let it go.
Okay, Pot Network. Oh, I'm sorry, Tal. So I just want to, just for everybody, because this is intriguing, I want to make sure we're talking about the same one. So Pot Network News, is that the company?
Symbol POTN.
They are a media company? Okay. Oh, I was just looking at their newsletter. I don't see anything about them, but we can look that up later.
Financing for their
Right. Yeah. We'll go, if someone wants to go Google it, that's, you guys, that's cool. I don't want to like distract from, you know, the rest of the audience who can't see us right now.
POTN is pretty, I think, low right now.
Interesting.
It has another potential to hit 40 cents, 50 cents.
So are you guys all vested in the penny stocks?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, this is a penny stocks, right? And with anything else in life, whether you're on the big markets or the little markets, and again, I'm not a portfolio fund manager, go seek advice. But those of us who do this, right?
It's high risk, high return.
It's high risk, high return, big time. Do your due diligence, right? Very
For
important.
example, with CBIS, when they started, they were like under 3 cents.
Yeah.
And for the past, I think, 5 years, they never went below 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they had hundreds of shareholders, if not over 1,000, which means it has
Yep.
its natural volume by now.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to go to 1 cent would be,
Yeah, big time.
you know, maybe the CEO had just given up.
Yep.
So for it to go to 1 cent, maybe they said, hey, we're done.
Yep.
Figure it out.
Very interesting. That is really interesting because that's actually one of the things, the strategies I was thinking about with this organization is as it grows. So I'm probably thinking about I already registered a domain address. So I'm going to start building a site. I've kind of hit this plateau with the platform with Meetup that it's kind of, yeah, I just, there's there's a definite market out there, so it's time to just move it where I can direct people to more information, because my whole thing is KT, right? Knowledge transfer. I'm not cultivating, I'm not doing this, but it's an emerging market. It is not going away. I know I posted something about the FDA commissioner, right? We're changing hands. He's not like really like high, no pun intended, on the, whole hemp cannabis space right now, but hey, listen, I firmly believe that the people, we elect these people, we elect our politicians, we do everything. So if we think things should happen, then we're the ones who make it happen. So, I don't see anything going away. I don't see us going backwards. I only see us going forwards. But Mantel, that's like great information. So yeah, that was one of the strategies that I was thinking about, was like seeing as we grow and the organization grows and I grow the website and do all these like cool things, is like actually spinning off like something where people would want to like jump in and together, let's like create an index or a fund. That would be really cool. Of course, I don't know the regulations, so I'd have to talk to my brother, he's the head funds manager, and find out like how you do stuff like that. Because I think that is just like really cool. I wish I could just take the stocks I have right now, because if I look at these core stocks I personally hold, which is big fan of 48 North, that stock I think I have, that's a penny. But these ladies are into wellness, outdoor growers, cultivators out in Canada. They are phenomenal. They just really strong fundamentals, just good leadership, just really a focused approach. And between them, Village Farms and Heritage Cannabis, another one that I have, I mean, those three alone are just like, I think I've like gone up like 100%, right? Wow. And Village is on the big markets, the U.S. market. The other two are still on the TSX, the lower markets, the ventures.
That's Canadian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those two are still Canadian. Yeah, they're Canadian. Yeah, but they just, you listen to and I'm a big person that, beside doing the due diligence, like I want to hear from the CEOs, right? I want to hear from your mouth. I want to know what's your strategy. What are you thinking? Where do you envision your company growing, right? Because if you believe in your company and your people that are doing, and you believe in your product, then you will succeed. Because that's half the battle that I see. So these are just companies that I personally believe in, so I've bought into them. So far, I mean, I can't complain. But then again, I'm not a day trader. What I do is long. I'm long right now. So everyone's different, right? You just kind of take, the information you get and figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm more of a believer in charts. For example, Cannabis Science.
Oh, TNA, technical analysis.
Is really, it's sort of technical, but not really. Mm-hmm. Like the CEO of CBIS is just a horrible CEO.
Oh, well, that's terrible here. Well, then I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, but they give back to the shareholders on a yearly basis. I mean, huge returns, ridiculous returns.
Yeah.
So that's fine with me.
Yeah, you can keep it. There's better out there. What's going to happen is the market's going to converge. It's going to happen. It's like anything else that happens, right? You're going to weed out. It's just like the .coms, just like the tech industry. The booms are going to happen, then they're going to hit the plateaus, and then the strong will survive. So yeah, and based on that, I don't know. Maybe she's coming here. We'll see. Based on that, we'll see. Okay, who else has some stocks we want to talk about? Nobody? Come on, you guys. Who else? Other stocks we want to talk about?
You said 48 North?
Yeah.
That's the name of the stock?
That's the name of the company, 48 North. Yep, 48 North. Their symbol, I think, is NRTH, I want to say. Oh, shoot. All right, hang on. Please hold. 48.
There's more money to be made in stocks, I think, than the actual,
48 North, stock symbol. Oh my God. OTC market, stock symbol, NCNNF. NCNNF. Yeah. NC, Nancy Charlie, Nancy Frank. Yep, sorry. I can only see with the sunglasses, those that know me. But they're prescription, I'm not being cool.
In America, it's NRTH.V.
And on the US? Okay, now let me see what Fidelity tells me. I trade through Fidelity.
Nancy, Roth, Timothy, Harry, Don.
So, see?
Victor.
All right.
The volume's really good, really good.
Well, they had positive EBITDA. So for those that don't know,
Not the,
earnings before, you know, right. I know some of us know the acronyms. The problem, Tal, is that everyone doesn't know. So I've been told that it's very important that we explain to people like certain things that they don't know. So EBITDA is like really important because after you have your revs and expenses and then you have like this numbers, like it's in earnings before taxes, depreciation, all these other things, very, very important. The markets, like, you know, those that like really trade and the analysts and all that, they look at that. They want to know how's your revs, how's your cost, and how's your EBITDA, right? And then it's market capitalization, and there's all these other like things happening. But 48 North, as I recall from the video I just saw with Allison, oh my God, I always forget her name, the CEO. God, I'm so sorry. She said, I think the company just came out with their second quarter earnings. They run fiscal, not calendar, and they're positive EBITDA. So I think that propelled it. I mean, I'm sure there's other technical indicators.
NRTH just did a pump, which is how 99% of these companies work. And yeah, it went from 50 cents to $1.50.
Yeah. Yes, they did, because I had them at 49 cents. 48 North, stock symbol. My stock symbol, I have them on, I don't know what you guys have, but I have them from my app on Fidelity. I traded under the symbol NC, Nancy, Charlie, Nancy, Frank.
So what's the stock trading at?
Right now, the most recent trade was $1.13. I bought it at 49 cents. Yep. Yeah. I had a couple like that. But you know, that was just because, again, it was one of those gut feelings. Like I liked what I've been hearing it and I liked it and I just said, you know what? I need a group that I'm just like totally like into that I think are going to grow, right? Because they know where they're going. They don't want to monopolize the whole industry. They're so focused. So there's a lot of those, of the probably 10 that I hold, there's like every one of them has like a certain niche. And that's the way I look at it, right? I don't want all these people that are LPs, right? They're all vesting in the same market because you need people that are packaging, right? Like Kush, they're into packaging. You need people that are true growers, right? Like we talked about last time, Village, another one I love. Village Farms, VFF, right? That's definitely, because they're New York Stock Exchange. That's all, they are straight growers, right? Whether they're growing, you know, vegetables or they're growing cannabis, they don't care. They grow, that's their gig, that's their thing. Or they're growing hemp down here, down in Texas, because they made out on the Farm Bill. So as the dispensaries are concerned, I think that's another great thing. So like Nick was saying about the dispensary he works at, that's the parent, because I said to Nick, but I never heard. Turns out they're the parent company, they're owned by Ianthus. Just for everybody to know, if you're interested in Ianthus, I do have the stock symbol because I was looking at it. So let me just tell everyone what the symbol is. Hang on one second and I will tell you what it is. Sorry about the dead space, you guys. So Ianthus is, oh my God, did I get rid of it? Oh my God, I hate to tell you. I don't have it.
I'm still looking at Kush.
Oh, Mom.
Right?
Yeah, Kush Holding. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry to say I don't have the symbol, you guys. ITHUF? Okay, cool. Thank you, ma'am. Ianthus Capital, yup. They have been in the news, in and out of the news, because they did the big was it a merger or was it a buyout, Nick? Remind me, with MPX.
MPX.
Do you know if it was a merger or did they outright buy them?
Yeah, I'm not involved in that. But
That's okay.
yeah,
You're not sure.
It was a purchase.
Okay, I think it was a purchase too. So just for everybody, I think it was a purchase, but just double check. That's Ianthus. And they are US. Oh, I have it. I lied. It's right here. It was just under another set of stocks for me. It's the stock symbol I have is ITHUF. That's their stock symbol, Ianthus Capital Holding. And they closed their last traded at $5.01.
It's over the counter.
OTC?
Yeah, they're over the counter. Yeah, anything with those kind of symbols are going to be over the counter. Or they're going to be on the junior markets. They own dispensaries through other subsidiaries they have, but they're not an LP, I don't think. A licensed producer? I'm sorry.
Is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they could.
Oh yeah, here it is. This is from from March 4, you guys. Ianthus to open third location in company's network of Florida dispensaries. Yep. Yep. Well, here it is, out of Lake Worth, Florida. It says Ianthus Holdings, which owns and operates and partners with best-in-class regulated cannabis operations across the United States, is pleased to announce the grand opening of its third dispensary located in the city of Lake Worth. And they operate under Grow Healthy, Lake Worth. So that's the name. That's what Nick was saying, Grow Healthy, right? Thank you for that information. So yeah, and Ianthus basically, here's what they're saying about Ianthus. So I'm giving it the respect it deserves. Ianthus owns and operates best-in-class licensed cannabis cultivation, processing, and dispensary facilities throughout the United States, providing investors diversified exposure to the U.S. regulated cannabis industry. So that's them. That's their niche, right? They are in the retail operation.
11 states now also.
Ooh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And, yep, you're right, sir, because here it is. Ianthus currently has operations in 11 states and operates 21 dispensaries. And here's the breakdown. Wow, I love fidelity. The breakdown is Arizona, you have 4. Mass, you have 1. Maryland, you have 3. Florida, you have 3. New York, you have 2. Colorado's 1. Vermont is 1. And New Mexico is 6. And in New Mexico, Ianthus has a minority ownership. So for more information, go to ianthuscapital.com. So, or if you're in Florida, you can go see Nick at the dispensary, because hopefully we're going to go see Nick at the dispensary. So yeah, that's great information. Great information for anyone who's looking for, a U.S.-based company that trades, right? And their focus is on, the dispensaries, the retail market. So that's really cool stuff.
Did you say where in Florida their dispensaries are located?
No, 3 locations, but I think Nick knows.
Yeah.
Where are the locations in Florida?
Our grow is in Lake Wales, so the Sealy Serta mattress factory, probably 200 square feet indoor. We're utilizing maybe 40,000 right now. We just completed a 78,000 outdoor grow that's due to go online soon. We have locations in Brandon, Florida, right outside of Tampa. We have West Palm Beach, Okeechobee Military, and then we also have a brand new store that opened this weekend in Lake Worth, which is Lantana and 441, and we have 17 more throughout the state that we're trying to open this year. However, that's proving to be very difficult.
Wait a minute. Are you the one who's putting the location on the corner of Okeechobee? Somebody was telling me in West Palm. Were you telling me?
On Cannabis.
On Cannabis.
Yeah, that's MedMen.
Oh, it's MedMen. Oh, Med. Now, my girlfriend who lives in Deerfield Beach, well, she doesn't live there, but she has a place there. She was telling me that Deerfield is getting ready to put up a dispensary. You know where the hook is with the beach part? But she couldn't tell me. Does anyone know who that is? I figured it was MedMen.
So we'll have one in Deerfield Beach. It's on Southwest 10th and Federal. If you're
Oh,
going down
really?
there, you hit Federal.
Yes.
You travel south a block or two, 14.
Really?
It's a delivery location right now. It's not open to the public.
Okay.
There'll be one there as well.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I don't know who wants to talk about MedMen, but so the Apple of the cannabis industry. That is what they're toting, right? That's what they want to be. Good for them. Everyone aspires. I wish them a lot of luck. But here's my problem with MedMen. If you look at their financials, are you really stable? Your revs are, your costs are phenomenal. Understand you have to, build out capital to get your dispensaries. But my understanding is they're more in the market, and I don't know if anyone knows, of acquiring existing companies that already have a footprint in states instead of building. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. That was my understanding.
Here they have to build. I think I don't know if they bought a license. I mean, certainly like all the stores, their very first store is going to open. I mean, that they're building themselves like from the ground. I mean, not from the ground, but they're redoing like the whole building. So that's all.
That one, because this state seed to sale. So again, the state, for those of you who don't know, in the state of Florida, it's seed to sale. What does that mean? That means like you can't like have your like, you know, cannabis or whatever, you know, cross the line, the state lines, and then come in and drop into your dispensary and then sell it. You actually have to grow it here. You have to have a license, you know, have the facilities to grow, then have your whatever you have your own distribution channel, right, for everything. Bring it to your retail location and then, you know, proceed to let the purchase take place. So the laws are very, you know, again, they're not uniform from state to state, unfortunately. Another problem I have, I wish it'd be a lot easier if it
It
was.
doesn't matter if the state you're getting it from is legal.
Yeah, oh, well, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it has to be, right? You can't, you know, then that's the official term of the black market. And you're pretty stupid if you're publicizing yourself in the black market, right? Well, the black market to the regular market, you know what I mean? That's just, what can you do? It's the way it is. But yeah, that's very interesting. And I learned about that from Liberty Health Sciences, actually. Nick, what do you, so you work for a dispensary. What do you know about Liberty Health Sciences? Because I was telling everyone at our first meeting, I'm actually, that's another stock that I own. I just really, I like it. I went up there. I actually drove to Forest St. Lucie with a friend of mine. I said, we're going on a road trip. We checked it out. I spoke to the manager. I wish I remember her name. She was so sweet. Then I went back up because they had like a class to teach people how to cooking with cannabis. And I went up there because I wanted to actually then talk to people who like, you know, have their medical card. How are they feeling? How's it working for them? And it was just like such a great experience. Would you compare the dispensary you work at with the similar kind of experience and feedback people are having? Like, is that too like out of your league? And please tell me, I'm very excited that you're here, as you can tell.
What I do know at this point in time, it's not cutthroat amongst the dispensaries. We're all learning. We're all working from each other. When I see other employees, it's not like, that guy, you know, we come together and we try to learn. I'm really more familiar with, they don't have a lot here. I don't even know where they are here. But I more know like a lot about Straterra Wellness, not
Yes.
Truly,
Right.
players. I
The
know
big
Liberty
players.
Health Science has stores opening.
Yeah.
But they're not someone, when I go in to visit with physicians here in Broward especially, that
Yeah.
I'm seeing any other material at this time. So I'm not familiar with
Interesting.
them like I am some
Yeah.
of the other organizations. But I do know that everyone's playing nice, it's fun, and I look forward to growing and working with everyone.
Yeah, but see, that's great to hear, and that's what we want to hear, because you know what, you're not the only one who says that. When I listen to, again, I love the Midas letter. I literally, in fact, when I was rollerblading yesterday, that's who I was listening to, right? And that's how I heard about Allison Gordon in 48 North. I was listening to that episode. Oh, that's her name. There you go, Allison. Yeah, it would come to me, I knew it. And that's exactly what one of the CEOs, the company is called Cannabis, I think, Cannabis Capital, for anyone who's, I've never heard of them. I just heard from them now from Midas. This is a kid, and he's not really a kid, I mean, but for me, he's a kid. He's like 35 years old, apparently, very articulate. He is from the financial industry, and he now went into the cannabis industry. He's created, you know, he runs a product line out of Canada, and that was one of the things he said was, the best part is I don't have to go in a suit to work all the time, which I don't blame you. I love going to work in my jeans. However, it's the camaraderie, right? There's no cutthroat competition right now. Everybody, because it's an emerging market, right? Everybody right now, and you know what? I really hope it stays like that. Competition's healthy, right? I mean, that's capitalism, it's competition. But it's one thing for your intellectual property, absolutely. But basic fundamentals and basic, like, you know, just speaking with everyone, seeing how everyone's doing, I think that's like really cool. That the cannabis industry is still like that right now, like you just said. And that's what he was saying. he was saying when he talks to other, comrades and, peers in the industry, it's the same thing. We all, talk, we all work together, we all want to hear what works, what doesn't work. We all and I just think that's great. And I think that's the market of success.
And I think part of that is because, they're fighting, the government as far as regulation. So it's almost like they have to unionize it,
Interesting.
So I think you got to be certain because we're all in it together. And
Yeah.
once they get over that hump, who knows what will happen.
Yeah.
There's definitely start to be a separation. I'm not going to go into other dispensaries. I know for us, we want to be a medical cannabis company.
So that's your focus,
So,
yes.
And we want to create a
Brand name?
It's not a higher end, but all our stores at this point are going to be freestanding old banks with vaults.
Oh, interesting.
Large insides where you can come inside and really feel comfortable. We're focused on the medical part, where I know some of them are starting to flirt with, the lines of what's recreation.
Yeah, exactly.
The focuses of our company is going to be large stores, open, very comfortable, whether it's in the waiting room or inside. A lot of education.
See, that's what I love. That's what I love. You guys are focused. You have a mission, and that's actually Liberty's the same way. We're medical, we educate, we empower people. We want them to incorporate cannabis in their everyday life because we want them off the opioids. We want them off, and it's interesting because a company, I forget the name of it, but I read an article where one of the companies that rolled out like perks, right? They're going to be bankrupt soon because they have thousands of lawsuits hitting them right now because of people that are ODing and the problems that are going on. So companies like Nick's company that he works for and all the other companies that are focused on medical and helping people, that's what it's about. This is not about the black market of the 70s, which again, it's still that mentality's out there. When you say marijuana, it's like, oh my God, or you say cannabis, oh my God. It's like, it's just so silly. And if you think about it also, look at, and I was thinking about this while I was writing my little agenda. John Boehner, right? Who, depending on you love him or hate him, I really don't know. Every time I watch John Boehner when he was in office, he was crying, it seemed like. But John Boehner is on Acreage Holding, I believe. Isn't that the company that he's tied to that IPO'd a while ago at mid-20s? Really? Yeah. Exactly, and American, I don't know, he's some organization he's on. But then Vicente Fox, which is very interesting, the ex-president of Mexico, he's actually sits on the board of, I think, Chiron, the other company that I think is great. They're actually have a massive footprint, and no one will ever beat them right now. They're so far into Latin America, and their stock went from, talk about stocks, their stock was doing nothing. I think now it's trading over $3. They're on the TSX. I don't know if it's the TXX or the TSX Venture. That's the higher of the Toronto Stock Exchange, or the CSE. They're not on the U.S. exchanges, but they are OTC. But they're
ridiculously
on fire. I mean, on fire. And if you look and you just look at their fundamentals. Oh, it's Chiron, Khiron, Life Sciences. I think that's their company name. Oh, okay. Hang on. Please hold.
Could you go to the thermostat?
I'm sorry?
It's hot. Could you go to the thermostat?
Oh, yeah, I know. So just full disclosure, guys, it's on, right? This is the Crooked Hook. This place will be opening. According to my friend Steve, who's the owner, and Doug's friend, our friend Steve, he's supposed to be opening when, Doug?
Sometime this year.
Steve, I didn't tell him to say that. Hopefully he's opening this week. So yeah, believe me, it's a lot better than last time, right? You guys that were here last time, it was really horrible. So believe it or not, it's a little cooler. We thought, before I set this, I thought he was opening because he said he'd already be open so we'd have everything, but it was too late to switch venues. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Murph, if you're here somewhere, AC please, do something. Yeah.
By the way, how do you get, I still don't know, so if someone wants to get cannabis, How does the process work? You have to get a card first?
Right,
How does it work? So let's say
Is there anybody else a patient here?
Yes, anybody? that-
Yes, who's a patient? Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. We have a live patient. Okay, so folks, I forgot. Yeah, why don't we let Eric actually take that because he's an actual patient and you can walk us through like the whole process if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, you have to have a physician that's certified to recommend the course that they need to take to actually be able to do those recommendations. Is a joke. It's mostly about how to input it in the system. So almost invariably, your bud tender
That's fantastic.
at a place like Grow Healthy or one of these other places like Philly, those people working there, those associates, almost invariably know more than many of the doctors that are recommending. Not all of the doctors, and there are many honest doctors that do actually care, but many people don't have that experience yet, unfortunately, because of the way it's set up. Anyways, so you find one of those physicians. My doctor of like 10 years actually happened to be a recommended physician, so I just stuck with him. But you can sort of look. The state actually has a registry, so you can just readily Google that if you're looking, and with addresses and everything. So you have to have one of the qualifying conditions that are very clearly listed, or you've got asterisk, and I forget the exact wording, but it's a condition of like comparable kind of class. So, in full disclosure, I've had severe IBS since I was like 5. So that was my qualification. And so I've had all kinds of records and GI visits and et cetera, so I pretty much had all my records ready to go. So my doctor simply went in on his computer to the same registry that you do as a patient and inputted the information. I think it's down, it's as quick as like 5 days. Or
Mine was 5 days.
5 days.
Now?
Yeah, so I have to say like the Office of Medical Marijuana.
5 days, the process, the process.
5 could be 7.
What?
Yeah, it's much quicker. I mean, I only did it some number of months ago, and it took me like 3 weeks, and it was like months that you listen to people. So it's really speeding up. So you submit the paperwork, and what happens is that the
So wait, Eric, does the paperwork go to the state?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so that we're all on the same page, I'm one of those because because what I do for a living, business analytics, I have to understand. So your physician will approve, right, that you're eligible. You'll submit.
They do.
The doctor inputs everything. That goes to
Some of them do. And some
the
of them
state.
don't. Some of them leave. Some people will leave and go and have to do it all on their own.
Oh wow.
Those people find other physicians on the next go around.
Interesting. So then that data goes to the state, and the state comes back and says
Either approved.
yes or no.
Right. And
Right.
So you get an
That's
email.
called the Office of Medical Marijuana.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have a phone number you can call.
Okay.
And a little tip when you first call.
Okay.
You want to check the status of your card, you get one, and then you go.
Oh, interesting.
But at the end, you can actually talk to someone. And they can give you all the information that you need. And that's what I did.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure that the information I was getting was accurate.
Okay.
So depending on who you talk to, that's what you get. But they were very helpful, very professional. They can check your application right on the spot. They can tell you, well, yeah, 5 days, you're happy.
And what's that phone number?
I mean,
What's the phone number?
phone number is called.
So then after that happens and it comes back with a yay or a nay, say the yay part, because obviously the nay part's pretty self-explanatory. So the yay part, and then what happens next?
808 95.
Oh, sorry, that was very rude of me.
9580?
Right.
Office of Medical Marijuana.
Yeah, and these are all state websites, so you can
That's
readily
it, yeah.
Google all these offices too.
That's very interesting.
So what happened with me, I went to my doctor. Well, he wasn't my doctor, he was certified. And he did the whole process and put it in the wrong email address. And
Yeah, that'll do it.
and that was cool, so that will take you back.
Exactly.
You know, and me being proactive, I happened to
You did
call
follow
the
up.
check on it, and they said, well, we have the wrong email address. So I had
Yep.
to call the doctor.
To tell them to resubmit the correct address.
He had to give me the correct.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So then now let's, bless you. So now let's pick it up. So on the happy path, we'll call it. So the happy path is it just approved, then walk us through what happens next, you guys.
they send you an email saying you got all the information.
They, as in the Office
The
of
Office of Marijuana.
Medical Marijuana.
And then you have to put your picture on. Now, if you have a Florida license, they will immediately match that up with your application.
Okay,
You have a photo
interesting.
online.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then once that's done, you pay your $75 online, or you can mail a check, whatever you want to do. And then after that, they send you another email confirming that you will receive your card within a few days or whatever. And that's where I'm at.
Oh, interesting. Now, Eric, do you have the same experience?
A slightly different order, but basically the same thing.
Okay.
And what's important to know though is once you get that email that says you're approved, you don't have to actually wait for the card to go to the dispensary. A lot of places they ask if you bring the email, but most of them, in my experience, that haven't even asked for it, they can look you up in the system right there. The other thing that's important is that your physician has to actually input and this needs to be done away with in my opinion, but a specific number of milligrams that you're actually allowed to use.
Yes,
That's
I
more-
heard
that's
that.
For a whole different conversation.
Exactly.
At that point, as long as you have your cards active and you have an active recommendation from your physician, you can go and fill that until it's full or it expires.
And then you can go to any. You're not told you have to go to this selection of dispensaries.
No.
Now you get to take it in your hands and go to whichever one you choose.
Right. And one of the
One other thing, they told me that while the process is ongoing, they will email you a temporary
Okay. Interesting.
number or whatever, and you can use that and go to the dispensary in the meantime.
Interesting. Interesting.
So
Interesting.
there are no limitations as far as I know, as far as where you can go and what you can order. Now, did the doctor have to indicate what you would have access to?
Yes, so they have it, I think it's still 3 categories where it's inhalation, oral, and topical. And so they have to specify.
Oh, okay.
It causes a whole bunch of issues, but yeah, the long story short is that and I don't know what's gonna happen, within the next week we might have smokable might be out, like actual flower could hit the shelves. I don't know what's gonna happen, it's moving through.
Yes, I saw that. That's interesting.
But as of right now, yeah, I think they specify that there's like an ounce amount, but that which seems, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to mix with the existing milligrams or if it's going to be like that. But
And I think that's because of the ban, right? Because I read something about they're lifting the ban for indoor smoking, and because people that want to vape,
smoking
if they
is
want to
banned.
vape,
Yeah, like you cannot, there's no like joints or anything, like that's been banned since day one in the medical system. So you can't actually go in, at least up until very, very recently, like you couldn't even go into a dispensary. They can't even show you like a jar of flour.
right? I think that's getting ready to turn because that's what I read, right? Okay, yeah, I found that was interesting.
So what can you buy legally if you can't buy that?
Well, so you can buy, they have, and the different places, that depending on which treatment center, a lot of them really do have different products than one another. And so I actually happen to be very partial to Grow Healthy. I really like their concentrates, I think are fantastic. Some of the other companies, they have what are called flower pods, and this is sort of the big change. And right now there's flour technically sold, but they're in indestructible little porcelain canisters, and the idea is you're supposed to put them in like a vaping device. But that's another way. Capsules are very popular. Tinctures, drops, things like that. But I think the big ones are smokable, which could be coming very soon, and edibles still haven't rolled out either, but that seems to sort of be on the horizon as well.
And concentrates are
Fascinating.
Is for
vaping.
technically, I think the line that most of them will give you is that it's for consumption, or you can like mix it into food or make a tincture with it. You can technically vaporize it. I don't know if are the treatment centers, are you allowed to tell people that they're even allowed to use it that way?
So we haven't been addressed with that because we're not carrying shadow or anything right now, so I don't have to answer those questions, so kind of out of that, but.
I don't know.
I will say that
Fascinating.
technically you could take those concentrates and use them
But,
for inhalation.
what is concentrate intended for?
Wait, I'm sorry?
Well, what is it intended for?
What do you mean exactly? Like,
Just a consumption method, I mean, that's how they compare it.
But what is it? Is it a liquid? Is it
I mean, that's sort of like, it's viscous. It's almost like syrup. I mean, it is oily in that respect. And they come in like little syringes that are usually like I've seen like most usually half grams is how they do it.
So basically, you've got a syringe. You can add that to a cookie. Squeeze a little bit on the cookie, squeeze it onto an M&M. You can put it in your edibles. Then you get into things like shatter, which we don't have on the market, and that's a whole different game. You have to use devices and torches and things like that. So it's a little bit different.
And to bring this full circle to the investment side of it.
Yes, please. I was going to say, we're going to the investment side now, you guys.
A lot of these
That's why we're here.
say that they're, we're all for, the medical and the education and they say that they're for these things, but not all of them do it necessarily, or they're having trouble figuring that out. And so, like Grow Healthy, for example, you go into their stores and their associates are very well educated. They have those open spaces so you can sit down and have those conversations if you need to.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just to give you, and it's not even necessarily a negative, just a little bit of a different model, but you look at what MedMen's doing, and I have a lot of good things to say about them. But somebody pointed out recently, if you look at their store, like they're opening one on Clematis, they're going to have one on that S curve in Deerfield.
Yep.
Those aren't like particularly accessible locations.
No.
If you're someone in pain and like you need
Exactly.
parking, those are not.
See, I think that's all for the wreck. I think they're driving a wreck.
Right. So and maybe that's okay, but they're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna carefully brand it until that actually happens and things
Yep.
like that.
That's why I have no interest in them right now. I don't like anything, and that's me, just opinion. I'm sure you guys are awesome, I don't dig the whole profile right now because of that part. It just seems like you are driving to wreck, and it's not a platform right now that you should be driving at. It's medical. People are in pain. Take care of the people who are in pain. Get them off those darn opioids and get them onto other attributes that, whether it's hemp-derived or cannabis-derived, with those cannabinoids that will help you, make you feel better. And that's what I loved about when I went to Liberty and I spoke to the veterans. I spoke to the people who had like pain for 30 years. I couldn't even imagine being in pain for 30 freaking years. And as soon as this woman started taking whatever she took, whatever strain she was given to help her with her pain, this is all like, this is CBD. I mean, the THC part, there's like a minute part, right? We're talking when they're taking it, the composition is more CBD based than THC. Obviously THC is the psychotropic part, but the CBD part, that's the true pain relief part, right? That's the one when you are in chronic pain, that's the one you want. The psychotropic is not going to help you. It's the CBD part. So, and again, I am not, go to Nick, go see him at his place. He'll tell you a lot more than his people, but I just know the basic fundamentals, which is, Clematis, right? The Hook, MedMen. It's just something's like off with that. So,
there are
anyways,
a lot of stores, but maybe that's part of the marketing strategy.
It is. They are going to high-profile areas, high-traffic footprint. But it's like, is that the footprint that's driving your revs? Right? That's the question. Is that really the footprint? Now, if you're going in a state where it's already legal, like in Boston, where it's legal, and you're on like, Beacon Hill, or I live there, or, not in Beacon Hill, but in Boston, or any of those big areas, right? Then, that would make sense, right? But you're going into this state, it's not, and who knows if it will be. I think they're trying to, but the bigger concern is the medicinal part. The population here, the boomers, right? The big population, they're looking for it. And that's exactly who I found when I was up at Liberty, right? The people who are there, they're not the kids, they're the baby boomers. These are but they range. It was interesting. There was a range from like in the 30s all the way up to like the 70s. Those are the people that were there. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Because you don't have your name tag, and I forgot your name.
You probably verify this. Is it true that every 6 months you have to be recertified by your doctor for the medical marijuana card?
I think it's 7. And
7 months.
one of the things
Correct.
that's personally way more annoying than that, at least in my experience, is that your recommendation only lasts for 7 weeks. And so you have to go back to the doc. And some doctors are nice enough where they'll just keep renewing it for you through the 7 months. Some of them will charge you, if they're going to charge 150 or whatever the price is, they will charge that every 7 weeks to go back in, which really increases the way I think of it, it ultimately increases the cost of the medicine. And so there's definitely things to be worked out. But
Yeah, so I mean, that's something to consider it costs me, it probably varies from doctor to doctor. It costs me $250 to go to the doctor for the initial
Consultation. Oh,
And
okay.
thereafter 6 months, there's another $100+ you gotta pay.
Is it tax deductible? Is it through the insurance?
I have no idea.
So it's interesting
That's what I'd like to
that way
know.
because a lot of people do, they struggle with that, but they're mostly younger people. A lot of the older people that are really truly going in, they're scared, they want to see a doctor. I mean, I felt the same way. I was like, wow, 7 week or, every 7 months, I think is good, but, and I'm blanking out right now. What is it?
7 weeks for the
Yeah, so 70 days, excuse me, yeah. But what I've seen in going through, I'll go to a specific place, it's a marijuana doctor, that's all they do. Those type of patients, they want to be seen once every 210 days, they want all the recommendations, they want to go. But then when I see it, a lot of the private practices or, pediatrician offices, it does get expensive, but those people are really going back to communicate with their doctor, to log results, to track, to find out what's working. So it's kind of there are 2 sides to that story. It's not just all that the doctors are trying to rip everyone off by going more. There are literally some patients that want that guidance every 30 or 60 days.
Well, I mean, it just shows you
Makes
that
sense.
there's money for everybody to make. Right? The doctors make money already.
But with people on fixed incomes, when you start getting into that, I mean, most of the people that really want it for care are on
Exactly.
fixed incomes, and it is extremely difficult
Right.
for them to
It's so wrong.
I didn't know
It's just
about
so
that
wrong.
Until I talked to him. I was saying, why every 6 months? So I actually called the Office of Marijuana. They said it was 7 months. Every 7 months you have to be certified.
Yeah. So, it's every 7 days.
I guess I have to do something. So, Mr. Producer, I know you told me that would be you, young man. Are there like questions that are coming in from anywhere that I have to like answer, or anyone here can answer?
No, some
Or we're
guy-
not that popular yet?
No, but some guy was just upset you changed the name of the group. It says, it looks like Miriam has also changed the meetup group name now to Cannabis Investment Club on the meetup site.
Yeah, you know why? But here's why. Because I registered the domain name like a dope to Cannabis for some reason. I thought it was Cannabis Investment Club. For some reason, I thought that was the name. So the domain name I literally registered is Cannabis Investment Club. That was taken.com, so I had to do INT. So guess what, dude? The name's changing again. So yeah, sorry. But we're still the same, right? We're still a bunch of people who want to talk. Our model hasn't changed. It's just I had to change the name because on Eventbrite, I had that name, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm an idiot. I don't even know what the name of my club is that I created. So I'm sorry if you're watching out there, but there was a reason I had to do it. Sorry. Was that the only question? Is the person who was upset?
Yeah, he just responded. He left. He's not upset.
Okay.
So
Okay, good. Yay! All right. We are, good. We still have 20 minutes. Awesome. So, okay, so we've gone all over the spectrum right now. So what I do want to do is a couple of things before we like kind of start winding down and get ready to close out, because this has been great conversations. On the big board, I've had this like thought, like if people have ideas and they want to write ideas, like what do you want to do? Like our next event we're going to have in Boca, for example. Was there any specific topics that you guys wanted to discuss? Then again, if you're coming, we are going to live stream again, everybody. My friend Doug's going to be joining us up in Boca. He doesn't know yet, but he is. So we'll be doing it again because this is like way too much fun. But I thought if someone could tell me some things that you want to do, that would be great, and I can just figure out how to start like project planning, because that's the way I look at this, is like literally as a project, and I'm project planning the club. So, yeah, Tao.
Maybe with people with different ideas for the investment, and we'll see how they go throughout the week.
Yeah, so tell me, because like, you know, like 16 people said they were coming, and here you go, right? So I can't control that part. You know, if you say you're RSVPing, you say you're coming, then we expect you to come, right? That's why I changed it to say, you know, please don't join to be cool, to join like 30 million clubs. I mean, like join because you like want to participate, right? Because it's, you know, people, this is what we want to do. We want to build a group of people that like want to like do this like every couple weeks, hang out, chit chat, have a drink, you know, have some food, whatever, you know, combination. I don't care, but we can actually talk about like investing. So do you want to like, what, pick a stock that we watch all year? Yeah? Okay. So do you have one in mind? I'm going to go to the big board. Huh? Oh, that's right. Okay, so cannabis, science.
Great time about it. I went down to this.
Okay, so, do you like for those of you who can't see, this is like my board, right? This is my board of ideas. And then here, I did our sponsor, one of our partners. This is Jessica Lyon, who has the awesome cupcakes, which, by the way, you guys, you're more than welcome to have. She's an amazing baker. For those that were here last time, she made her wellness cupcakes, all right? This time she made regular ones. They're just as good. And then here is about Doug and his live streaming, right? So I figure it's only fair to like, you know, let you guys know about these guys because they're really great. So, okay, so tell me what else. What else do we want to follow? Because I personally will write my favorite BFF, Village Farms, right? Sorry, I just know the stock off the top of my head. What else do you guys want to follow? Nick, are we following Ianthus?
Huh?
Are we following Ianthus?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I just volunteered Nick and Ianthus. I'll write the symbols later, I promise. Who else do we want to follow? Big board.
Pod Network.
We can't follow all yours in your. You got to think of someone different. Those are all in your portfolio. Let's find some new ones.
CGC?
Who?
CGC?
CGC, you want to follow Canopy Growth?
Yeah.
All right, you know they're high. They're like in the 50s, although they are targeted to go to 100.
That'll be a blue chip one.
They are. Okay, Canopy Growth.
Very pod.
We know that's CGC. Sorry, my writing sucks. My friend who's better writing is not here today. She left. She had a previous engagement. Who else do we want to follow? Anyone? You guys?
All right, Cannabis Group.
Canopy's on there.
That's on it.
You guys might be making big bucks if you can pay for Canopy because they're at 50 right now or 60.
But
Oh, good for you.
because I work in the industry,
That's right.
I can't get into the penny stock.
Ah,
That's true.
that's true.
Because he's my husband, he can't get
Oh, that's
involved.
right.
Ah, that's right. You guys can't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, who else on the blue
The
chip?
bigger ones,
Who else on the bigger ones you want to follow?
Even the one that was $5.01, I qualified for that.
we're gonna call it C.
Oh, that's Ianthus. We'll put Ianthus up there. Yeah, they're on the big board.
But see, every firm is different, they block it
Right.
because the financial advisor cannot solicit.
That's okay. We're not soliciting. We're just following the stock. So that's cool. That's
So I
cool.
have to go to management, can I get this? They go look it up, and they say, okay, you can buy it, as long as it's over $5.
Gotcha.
It's gotta be over $5.
Okay. Well,
If it drops, too bad, I'm still in it.
that's okay because you have Canopy Village and Ianthus that are all over 5. So you're golden there on the big markets because they're all in the big markets. So for the rest of us that, I'm sorry, my millions are just not here yet. I am on, oh,
We got it until
no, I can't handle Tilray. No, anything but Tilray. Anyone else, you guys? What do you think? You're thinking, you're contemplating. You're contemplating. Okay, guess what? You can continue to contemplate and let us know.
Sure.
Because you know what? This is not about what I want. This is what everybody wants. So we want to see what everybody wants to. So I think we've got a good start. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 of them that we can start watching. We can post things on. You know, just every week we'll do a quick little post and an update. Kush, love Kush. We can put Kush. Love Kush. I do not own Kush. I wish I did. My other friend owns it. But Kush is also a great company. They are consumer-based packaging.
It's still reasonable, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, it's great. I just don't, right? Not because I don't want to. It's just that I maxed myself, right, where I'm diversifying, and that just didn't make the cut. Sorry, but it will, you know, because at some point I'm going to have to pull my profits and figure something else out. But today's not that day. But Kush is great. They do, again, consumer packaging. They're not tied to the cannabis. They just are like Village, where this is what they do. They're consumer packaging, and they just look at cannabis as just another product line for them. They really don't care. They're experts in what they do. They are experts in what they do. That's it, right? Cool. All right, so let's see. Some of the other things I was looking at, I have to look at my notes. Guest speakers. So does anybody have any ideas for guest speakers that they'd want to I'm going to see if we can get to maybe talk at our club outside of Nick.
I don't know if he'll be able to do it by the next meeting in Boca, but there's a large investment firm in Boca called Phyto Partners, PHYTO.
Is that the one you told me about?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And one of their managing partners, he talks at a lot of events, so he'd probably be amenable to something like this. And just if anyone's curious, they don't invest in dispensaries directly, but they did invest in ancillary products, so things like the papers or whatever else it might be.
What is the guy's name again? Brett, right?
Brett Finkelstein.
Okay, we're gonna have Eric on that.
Are there venture capital firms?
I believe so.
We might be too little for his cup of tea, but we can always ask. We have no. So, never hurts to ask, right? I kind of was, so tomorrow, what I was thinking about personally doing, I think I was telling Nick when he walked in, when he was telling me that he works for a dispensary, and I was very excited because I personally want to go on another field trip to all the different dispensaries. So I actually was going to go and take outside of Liberty, since I've already been there. So now I want to go take a look at Nick's, right, where he works, and a couple others that are around here, and see, check them out, right, ask some questions, get a feel for their operation, how people like it, right? But I thought it'd be very cool if we actually, if you guys wanted to, if they gave me permission, if we could actually take a field trip in there, and just as a group, just go ask some questions. We're just an investment company. Well, excuse me, group of investors, private individuals that, again, we all enjoy the stock market and we all enjoy the cannabis space, and we just wanted to learn more about from on the ground. We want to hear from the people that work there. So I actually think I'd like to do that if anyone else thinks that's worthwhile to look into.
I agree.
Yeah? Oh, yay. Great. Now, on the flip side, I thought that, again, would be very cool is if we had someone from a dispensary of a publicly traded company, like Nick happens to work at. Nick, you're just golden. Maybe they'd want to come to us, whether it's here or in another location, because, again, we're going to go to Boca. Our other partner that you met earlier with Eric and Boca Can, I had told them that I would be more than happy to every other, once a month, right? Because we're going to do it every 2 weeks. So one event would be in Broward, right? And then the next event will be in Boca. So we'll flip on and off, right?
Yeah, I can get that done. I just have to get approval, or they have to know before I speak.
Oh, absolutely. Full disclosure, just for the people that Nick works with, we're not just popping up and I'm just not doing that. No, I would never do that. No. I work in corporate America. Trust me, I get it. Big time.
Anything we hear.
Right, exactly. Because remember, this is my hobby, not my full-time job. I really have a full-time job, believe it or not. I actually think it'd be great if I could talk to those people and see, hey, do you think you can maybe come over to us and maybe give us a little insight about your company? Tell us a bit about your strategy. Tell us your short-term goals. Tell us your long-term goals. tell us like, you know, where you foresee us. You can't tell us about your M&As, but you can tell us like whatever's publicly information, maybe give our group a little like synopsis, right? Because there's so much. So yeah, Nick, do you think they'd be interested if I asked them? Oh, yay. Okay. Oh, even better. We love Nick. Okay. Guest speakers coming in. Okay, so everyone's up for that, right? Don't even bother my writing, it's so terrible. Okay, that's fantastic. This is great, I'm so excited. Okay, so, all right, I'm looking at the list. Yes, all right, did the guest speakers, did the dispensary chats, I'm just looking what I missed. Oh, 1 month forecast. Oh, this is awesome, we're gonna have time. Oh my God, this is great. So, 1 month forecast. So, now this is time I have to think about what we're gonna do next month. Right? Because as a project manager, you have to manage your projects properly, and I have to look at next month, right? So next month is in April, right? So we have the Jewish, we have Passover coming up, we have like Easter, so I know we have like things happening. So did anyone want to like meet up next month, or tell me like your thoughts for like next month? 1 meeting, 2 meetings, like still do the every 2 week cycle?
Yeah, so it's gonna be every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was. I just want to make sure because we're coming into like another part of, you know, Passover and like Easter, right? Like people go away. I know I'm going to be gone at some point for a little bit, so I'll have to like watch the calendar for that. But does everyone still like the 2 week cycle going into next month would still work so far?
Next month?
Yeah, for April.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, so then.
People will work.
Yep, so maybe what I'll work on for next month is I'll work on with my new friend, best friend Nick, seeing about going to like maybe going to grow healthy, right? Maybe we can go there, and maybe we can have like a grow healthy rep like come in from Ianthus. You know, we'd really want the Ianthus, the parent company. See if they can come in, right? Only because the parent company is what publicly trades, you guys. It's not because we don't want to hear from the dispensary. I think because, again, this club will always be the true foundation, which is we want to talk about stocks. Publicly traded, US, Canadian-based stocks. That is the foundation of the company. I mean, the club, excuse me. As we grow, of course, we're going to look at all the other, you know, aspects, right, that we continue to talk about right here, like you guys talked about, like how do you get a medical card, right, which I think is great, and that's why I want to do a website, and that's why the website was created, and now it's just a matter of like building the site now, and I'm actually already thinking about wanting to have a section on, you know, that, right, another section on, you know, research links like we were talking about last time with NC, you know, New Cannabis Venture, their app, you know, Leafly with them, Pot Network News we talked about, MJ Biz. You know, there's like all these, you know, conferences that are going on. There's like all these like cool things that are going on. I mean, it's just insane because there's such a massive space. But my whole thought is like, again, the KT, it's all the knowledge transfer. So that foundation will never like change. It'll always be about buying and selling. So, yeah. All right, so where was I going on that? There was a point to that whole thing.
How do you access the actual site? I can follow the link when you send them, but can I go directly to the site? A lot of times.
That I created? Oh, or the ones that I post?
Right, the post that we get every day.
Right, and I'm posting links. Are you having problems launching the links?
Yeah, well, I can follow your link if you send me something.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it'll say, click on the link below, and I don't see anything. So.
Oh shoot,
I don't
really?
know where to go from there.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Main-
Damn.
main-
All right, that's probably me who woke up at 3 in the morning and was like, oh my God, this is great. And yeah, maybe I forgot to post the link. That's possible. Yeah, full disclosure, I have a full-time job. Yeah. So all you have to do is say, hey, Marion, what the heck, right? Were you like, did you wake up at 3 in the morning again and just do something silly and you forgot to like put the link? Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to be offended, trust me. Right, yeah.
I thought it was me.
No, it's probably not you. It's probably me. No, it's probably me. Yep. Just like the typos you see, right? You'll see the typos because I'm like, oh, darn. You know, yeah. It's either I go back and repost something because somebody actually wrote something where they said, I thought it was hysterical. So they actually left the group because they say I post too much information. And I'm like, awesome, right?
Just ignore it.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, ignore it, right? I mean, like, I don't really care.
You would tell them about it. Ignore it.
I I know. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, people are crazy. So yeah, but that's really funny. But I'll try to get into that.
But that's not affiliated with Facebook, right? That's like.
You mean the site I created? No, I literally just created this domain name.
Okay.
This site is not even up. That's how I had to change the name of the club, because the club name on Meetup has to match Eventbrite, and that has to match, so I'm gonna have to change it again technically, the web domain. And once we build the website for the web domain, then I'm actually gonna explore building a mobile app also. Oh yeah, I have like this whole business plan already mapped out in my brain right now. It's just a matter, because from what I'm seeing, there's just so much interest that why not? Turn a hobby into something that's, interesting, that people want to have the ability for knowledge transfer. And anything that I do and we start doing, I want to be able to, my whole model, I want to be able to give information for free, right? So people who want to come to the site and have their exposure to you guys, oh, trust me, they're the ones who are going to pay, not you guys. Yeah, members will always be free, or a $5 stupid fee or something, because if we want to do something, so it'll be ridiculously stupid, but that's the vision that I see with this, bringing it to the next level. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Let's do it.
I know, but I gotta go to the real job during the day, so I can only do it on the weekends and at night. So, all right, so what else do we have, you guys? Wow, we went through such a big spectrum. This is great.
I think as a quick last-minute plug, Coral Springs actually.
Yes, you have 5-minute plug.
Potentially is, I think they're having the first reading of their ordinance to either, I don't know if they're going to either maybe talk about allowing them or banning dispensaries, but it's the fate of dispensaries in Coral Springs is up for debate.
Yes.
I believe it's the
20th. Yes, that's true.
Miami
20th.
Beach is actually having some issues right now. I think people are going to be at their commission on the 13th. And it's important because if these places can't open, then they're not going to make money. So that's where it comes back to investing again. So I'd say if anybody doesn't, if they don't want, maybe I can steal a piece of paper. If I can leave your email, I'll put you on my mailing list. Anything advocacy related or any kind of cannabis events that we hear, we send by, I don't know if it's weekly or bi-weekly emails, but it's one way to keep up on them if that's something you're interested in. So.
Now that's very interesting, because let's go back to a post that I did. I don't know if anyone saw it, about the state of Hawaii. Did anyone see that post that I did? Oh my God.
Allow patients from
yes.
That's going to happen here too, probably.
Yes, I thought that was the coolest thing. So Hawaii came out and said, you know what? Here's the deal. You want to go to Hawaii and visit. Oh, should I be so lucky? I'm ready. But I went to Alaska. Alaska was awesome. I do want to go to Hawaii and go see the volcanoes. But Hawaii said, okay, listen, if you want to come visit and you want to go to the dispensary, you can come. However, you have to go through an approval process. So I don't know what that process is, right? I haven't researched it. All I know is the article came out this week, right? Like Nick was started. And it was saying literally Hawaii is now going and vetting out an approval process. If you are an out-of-state person, right? You come here to Hawaii and you want to go to the medical dispensary, you have a medical card, we'll decide if it's okay, and if it's okay, we will let you buy at the dispensary.
You mean a medical card from another state?
Yep. Yes. Yep. Out-of-state patients with medical cards can buy in Hawaii. I thought that was the coolest thing. Yeah. They're still vetting out the details.
So eventually, will they just make a national type network?
No, it only makes sense. State reciprocity. I mean, it only makes sense, right? That's the problem. We don't have a massive database because, again, our feds, it's illegal, right? Certain things are legal. It's not legal until they cannabis, again, until they decriminalize, take it off the schedule, yeah, I mean, we need a master database for this.
Even now in Mexico, it's somewhat legal.
Yeah.
And tourists go over there every day, so I would assume they want to.
Well, yeah, we just read Ianthus. They have a footprint in through a minority ownership, right, of dispensaries in New Mexico. So medical is approved, right? So that's going to be the big hook, is getting to that, and it will evolve. Hey, listen, it's like anything else, right? It's an emerging market, The projections are ridiculous. How many billions is the market, Nick? I mean, I think I read it's. I mean, it's
I know they say if you're going to
20.
be successful, you have to have a building.
Yeah.
But you know what was really cool that was on the site? The article on Levi's.
Oh, I know. Isn't that great? That was a cool one. Yes. Yes. For those of you who do not know and are not on the Meetup, go to Meetup. Go to the Cannabis Investment Club. Sorry, it's not Investor anymore. Sorry, I got the change. But if you go and you'll see, you know, all the postings that I put up and other people put up that we encourage because we're again about talking about stocks. But Levi, that went public, was private, went public, went private, they've gone the bing bang. They're getting ready to go back public apparently, right? They are actually creating clothing, right, with hemp. It's pretty freaking like cool. Yeah.
I mean, they're actually making the hemp into
The cotton. Yeah, it is freaking cool.
making the jeans more durable.
Yep. And the shelf life of the
That's really
product.
sign of where we're
Yeah. I am dying to find out who's the provider. Like Eric said, hey Eric, I know you're watching. He's the one who said what would be really cool is not to watch Levi as much, which I still think, you know, that it would be cool to watch them because they're getting into hemp with their clothing, but who's the supplier, right? Who is the one who's supplying Levi Strauss with the hemp in order to create? That is what I'm on a mission to find out. So whoever's out there and can find out for me, tell me.
And they was going to follow Levi's after that.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Many companies that are going to follow the same process.
Yep. It's just like when Constellation went in bed with Canopy, right? Cronus, which by the way I got it at like, you know, 11 and now it's at like 20 something, right? They went into bed with Altria, right? We're waiting for Aurora. I still think it's going to be Coke. I don't care what anyone says. I really think it's going to be Coke. This is what the market wants to see. They see these kind of relationships, right? And they have that warm and fuzzy inside, and then they're more comfortable with like the big backings behind it. So yeah, that's going to be the next big thing. So it'll be once the clothing, and I think like Barney's, or isn't Barney's in New York, right? If they're offering like products, hemp infused beverages, right? I mean, there's just like, this is a great time to be investing. I mean, it's just so cool. I love it. Clearly, it's not obvious how much I like it, right? You'd never know. Okay, we're at the bottom of the hour. And I'm trained to like stick to the time. So thank you all very much for coming. Everyone who's here, you out there, thanks very much for having me. Thanks for Doug, my buddy Doug, Livestream Entertainment, right? Go to his website, all your needs for live streaming. Anyone who needs cupcakes, Jessica Lyon, her site will be up. Hers is lionhouseofcupcakes@gmail.com. And of course, our friend Eric, who came from Boca Can, who you know about, like for Boca, so, you know, support him. So that's it. You guys have any closing words outside of we're going to go see Nick soon at his Grow Healthy? Yep. This is it. Speak now. Nope. Okay, we're signing off. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.